What's up, Blasianaires and Blasianettes? I've been itching to get this review off my back for like a few days. I couldn't find the time to do it because I was busy with other stuff, but I figured I have time to do it now, so here we go. And there's gonna be some minor spoilers, so if you're not all caught up with the show, you may want to turn off this video because they're pretty big. So that's your warning. Now, I have to say, like last season was it had it had its hits, but overall it was just terrible. Season 3, by the way, was really terrible, and this season definitely makes up for how flawed season 3 was for me personally. And it seemed like they didn't know what they were where they wanted to take their character, like a lot of their characters, especially Piper and whatnot. But this season, they they're back on their game. They're really they up their game, and this is and it's like more gravitating, and I'll start with Piper. I liked how it starts off in the first half where she's still in weight, and she's just still full of herself, you know what I mean, where she's just like, oh yeah, like you get the message, like you don't want to mess with me, tell them they don't want to fuck with me. And then and then it gets the best of her, like where her little underwear operation business that she had going on, it's like had some competition there, and they were going to fuck that up, and then they just I think they knocked the wind out of her. I think they like when she gets branded the Nazi symbol, and that was, yeah, I mean, like I didn't know what they were planning on doing to her. Like I didn't know if they were gonna stab her or whatnot or what, but it was intense. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat this season. I mean, like for a lot of these characters. But it's like after that, like in the second half of this season, Piper is more like, I think she's more aware that she was in way over her head, and she's further down on that ladder than she thought she was, and she's not as high up on that ladder that she thought she was. And I mean, that's good that she has to, she's toughened up, like since she's been in this prison. But and yeah, you don't want to walk around all afraid, like the whole time, like, oh, because that makes you easy prey and everything. But I don't know, I think she's found a comfort medium in that, for right now. And with Alex, I'm glad that that wasn't the case, that Alex was going to be killed off or whatever like that. But it does put her in an interesting spot, like with the guy that was hired, that the off her, is all of a sudden killed when the new season starts. I mean, like, boom, the guy's dead. He gets killed, and then they try to cover up his the body, and then that goes totally south. And then and also like like once again about Penatucky or Pensatucky, sorry. They're keeping her as likable as she was in season 3, and if someone were to tell me like around the time that I was in season 1 or on my way to season 2 saying, yeah, she's gonna grow on you, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, no, she's not. She grew on me. I mean, I love that girl for realsies. And Judy King, I don't know about how about a lot of, I don't know how a lot of you guys feel about that character, but for me, I don't know, I honestly like her. I mean, every time she was on screen, I just cannot take my eyes off screen. I would just be like, okay, what does this woman got to say now? She's just funny as hell. Especially like when when they're like, oh, she's racist, you know, she was a racist, da 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 da, and then they got her thinking, oh, okay, she likes blacks, okay, you know, she's going black and she is not going back. Oh, she's got herself a black, black girlfriend up in the prison. So that was pretty damn funny. And man, I'm just gonna say Washington because if I try saying pussy, I think I sound stupid saying that, so I'm just gonna say Washington. But her and So, I mean, I just fucking love those two together. Seriously. Every time they're on screen together or when they're having an argument, I'm like, please don't break up. Please don't break up. Please. You know, like, come on. You know, Blasian love matters. And, I just love it. I mean, I just love those two together. And I love those characters on the, in general. I mean, like, they're just full of life, and I just love that. And the guards that they have in here, I mean, they are such major dicks. Like, what the fuck? Especially that one dude that made the Hispanic girl. I don't know her. I forgot her name, but she looks like a Kardashian. But she was talking about a game, and then he makes her actually literally play the game, like where eat dead flies or eat a hairless mouse or whatever. I mean, or whatever that was. I'm like, dude. I mean, what the fuck? Man? And I gotta jump right to the last couple episodes. Holy shit. They killed off Washington. I mean, like, during that whole riot, where the guards were, basically attacking, the inmates, they were doing a very peaceful thing, and then they just lose it, and then it just goes totally south, and then Bailey, like, probably the more, like, who I thought was the more likable guard, of everybody else, that put it in a very, very smoky, a dark, smoky spot. Like when he restrains Washington, and it gets to that point where I'm like, okay, dude, get off her, man. Like, come on. And his knee is on her and everything. I'm like, get the fuck off of her. Like, I was literally yelling at my screen. And I'm surprised that I still had my voice during that, that moment. And holy shit. I mean, like, it's like her death, it's like it echoes, what's going on in today's world. Like when, what the guy who had trouble breathing, and the guy, and the cop was holding him down, and he's telling him that he can't breathe, and he can't breathe. That's what I picture. Like, it seems like that situation to me, and how there's a lot of these things happening with with excuse me, like where there's a lot of blacks, and then they're murdered, and they're not getting the justice that they deserve, and it's like Washington's the same thing. And I mean, Caputo was wrong for not at least telling everybody who died in the prison. I mean, yes, I mean, he did call Washington's father, like, right before he went on air. He had that talk with him before that happened. But I mean, that was wrong. That was wrong for him not to say who died, because Mama Bear Diaz just got out, like, maybe a couple episodes before that happened, and she's like watching the TV and freaking out, like, who died? Like that could have been her daughter. That could have been Diaz. That was that was the one who was killed. And then and Tasty was counting on him, to give, just to at least, try to give Washington the justice that she deserves, and that didn't happen. I mean, I get it. He thinks that Bailey was a victim in this and whatnot. Perhaps he was. But still, he killed somebody. and you need to at least tell them who did that. I mean, as he was trying to tell him that whole like, oh, he's a victim, we see that he's talking to two detectives about what happened, and so basically no, like like I'd say that he is resigning from his job and whatnot, and he can't do it anymore. And he even begged Piper to tell the girls that it was an accident. And I'm just like, no, Pipes, come on, don't tell them that. Come on, don't do that. And then then she tells Alex that no, I'm not telling him that. I'm not getting involved. So I'm glad that she did not do that, because that's the last thing that they want to hear, especially from a white person. Like, you know what I mean? Seriously. And it's like, and Caputo's words, his choice of words. I mean, I thought I was rooting for him the whole time, and that's my boy. I thought he was really gonna give Washington the justice that she deserves, but no. And that starts a riot. Literally, Tasty starts a riot. She is furious, and everybody, and then Diaz has the gun and grabs the gun off of that douchebag, and then she's pointing at him, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is she gonna do? Because Gloria warned her like ahead of time, like, don't do anything stupid, and then we know that she's gonna do something stupid, like just from her warning her warning, you know what I mean? And then that's how it ends. It ends on a cliffhanger, like, what the fuck happens? And then we see flashbacks of Washington, and it doesn't feel like flashbacks at all. It feels like we're in the afterlife with her, like as that's going on. I mean, that's how it felt to me. And when we see her one last time before it cuts to credits, man, I mean, what a stomach tugger. I mean, literally. I mean, the knife was still in my gut, and it still turned the knife, deeper and turn. Like, oh man, you are tugging my stomach and shattering my heart right now. And man, this season gave me the major feels. And Piscatella is a dick. Like, I mean, I hope not to see him at all next season, but we just might, just to get some closure. But I don't know. I mean, try saying his name like 5 times faster. The guy has the name Piss in his name. I mean, like, come on. He's just no good. Seriously. I thought he was just one of those stand-up Boy Scouts who's just has his head far up his ass, but his head is more further up his ass than I thought it was. And by the way, now the whole thing with Lolly. Now tell me, like when you hear her voice and when you see her, you don't think of this. I mean, am I the only one? Am I the only one? I mean, come on. I mean, like, I know everybody, there's a majority of you who think that will always be Tank Girl, and I love the Tank Girl movie, and, she is Tank Girl in my heart, but, as this character, as this particular character, especially in this season, I'm thinking, I think of Ellen, like, when I hear your voice and when I see you. I mean, like you can be sisters. I mean, they ought to do a new parody on that, like where Ellen is playing that character. So, but yeah, this season was probably the best season by far, and then on a very ridiculous, like intense note, like and I'm glad that it did that. This is the first time the show ever ended on a cliffhanger, in my opinion. I think, or this is probably the biggest cliffhanger that it ended on. I wouldn't consider season 1 a cliffhanger at all. No, I wouldn't. I would just, I don't know. But with that all being said, this gets 4.5 chair spins out of 5. So a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.5, baby. So let me know your thoughts on this season. Was it the best? Was it the worst? Could have been better? What was your favorite season, of the, of all so far? So, and what were And what were your favorite moments of this season? I don't know. I want to hear your thoughts on it. So let me know in the comment section. So if you enjoyed this review, make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.